Right, the tools and fixings we need for this job are some 6 by 150mm screws, an electric screwdriver, a tape measure, a nail gun, a pair of ear defenders, and a pair of gloves. And then you've got your two side bars, look, 1.8 metres, so they're on the bench already. And I use a piece of 4x2 at the bottom to step up the bottom rail, and this is just better for hinging. You've got your 3 top, middle and bottom rails, your 2 back braces, 9 6-foot feather edge boards, and a weather capping. And now we'll get on and make the panel. The first thing I need to do is obviously just lay it out on the bench. I'll move these off the bench just to get started, to give me a bit of room, just for the video so you can see what we're going to use. And as you can see on the bench so far, there's the 2 sidebars. They're 6 foot 4x2s, 6 foot in length, and there goes the first bottom rail, and then the top rail. This gate's 900mm wide by 1.8 metres or 6 foot high. It's pretty much a standard size. So we've got the top and bottom rail in low, and the bottom rail is stepped up by just a 4x2, which is 4 inches. It just makes it better for hinging, so your hinges are not catching the ground. And I've got 2 wooden just templates cut, which just set the middle rail look in the middle of the gate for me. So that's the 3 rails, top, middle and bottom, and both the sidebars. And now I'm going to clamp the gate, or the side, one of the sidebars of the gate look to the bench. This just helps keep it square, stops it moving when you're putting the screws in or lifting up on one corner. So I'll clamp the top and bottom of this side of the gate, and that'll stop this side from moving while I screw it together. And I put 2 screws in each rail, top, middle and bottom, through the side slot. There's 6 by 150mm screws, so there'll be 2 in the top here, just stops it from twisting. So we'll put 2 in each rail. That's one side screwed in, so now I'll just turn it over, flip it over to the other side. You can just cut holes inside of your bench, but as you can see there's enough holes in this and it's difficult to screw through the holes. It only takes a minute or 2. Look, I'll just take out the little jig pieces, move that side rail bar across, and then just flip it over. go. Nice and simple. And all I'll do now is just put it back together, just clamp it back again on this side, put the jig braces back in, and then screw the other side together. Now I'll just grab 6 more screws and over to the screwdriver, and we'll get this other side screwed on. I was just making sure there that the top was, fully lined up and flush, and the bottom had not kicked. And on that middle bar there, I try and leave as much space between the 2 screws. So I put the screws as high and low as I can into the middle rail. So there's a gap between them that allows for the handles, like a ring latch handle where you have to drill an hole right through. If you put the screws tight together in the middle, obviously you'll hit it when you drill through for the ring handle. So that's the main frame screwed together. So the next job will be to fix the 2 back supporting braces. In this case it's going to be a right hand hinged or right hand hung. So I'll obviously brace it correctly, as you'll see in this video. And to cut the back braces, I've got a mitre saw, which is obviously incredibly handy. You'll see me cut them on that in a moment. And now for the back braces, I'm going to line just put the 4x2 across the back and mark it from the underneath with a sharpie. You'll see here I'm just getting it across benching this table just to make, I'm figuring out which way the brace is going, look, just to make sure that I can lay the wood across it and it's free underneath to mark it. You'll see here, it's a right hand brace, look, so it's going to fall that way, and then what I'll do then is I'll go underneath it with a Sharpie and just line it up roughly with my eye so it's in the centre, and then mark it with a Sharpie so there's two sort of, it goes to a point, like a triangular point. This is so I can put the braces right into the corners, not, just sat on the back rail or up, up the side like some people do. It'll be cut, right into the corner of each part of the gate, as you'll see. So that's the top brace marked out and just put on the mitre saw, and now we're just going to do the same again for the bottom brace. Now both lengths of 4x2 are marked out with the points on each end, so I'll now cut these on the mitre saw, and if I cut them correctly they'll fit in, should fit in first time. On this mitre saw, for anyone who's not used one before, it has like a black shadow line that lasers sort of down onto the wood, so you can hold it across the wood like I'm doing now and line up the black shadow line with the line that you've marked with the Sharpie, and then lock the saw up and cut it to that angle. See there just how blunt this blade is on this saw, but I've only got this one mitre saw and it's just a combination of time and money at the moment, and I need to do these braces, so I'm just having to use it, but it's so blunt. Should just cut straight through in more or less one nice clean steady cut, as most of you know. You can see how much I'm having to work it through so it doesn't jam up. Now we'll turn the mitre saw the other way, look, to cut the angles across on the other side of these braces. We've cut one, obviously one angle, and then we'll just rotate it round and then cut the others. And that's one brace completely finished. As you can see, it's pointed now on both ends, and I'll do the same on the other one. And hopefully when I've solved this gate, I possibly can buy a new blade for this And remember not long ago me saying if I cut them right they'll fit first time? Well, here we go. Oh, this one won't fit first time. I have cut them on the side of caution though, honestly, because if you cut them too short, too small, they wobble about and you have to start again. They're just no good. And this is wet tannalised timber, which is only going to shrink as this gate dries out. So honestly, it's crucial that you get them as tight as you possibly can. So as it shrinks, they won't, otherwise there'll just be a big gap. So yeah, it is honestly better to do it this way than to cut it too small. I'll just have to trim it slightly, as you'll see in a minute, and then it will fit. It's so close, honestly, it's just a whisker, but again, better that way than too small. So we'll just give it one little trim, as you'll see, and it should fit. And there we go, look, really nice, tight, snug fit. And this one actually does fit first time, as you'll see. And there we have it. So 2 back braces in, right hand hinged. As you can see, they fall in from top left to bottom right on each top and bottom. To strengthen it on that hinge on that side, it's going to be on. So now we will just screw these. I've unplugged this all up. Now we'll just screw these braces in place. Oh, I'm just checking here, look, because I banged those braces in quite tightly, just making sure it's not pushed the side out, because it has happened to me before where I've knocked them in that hard, it's sort of bowed the side a little bit of the gate, but that's absolutely fine. It's bang on 900 top and bottom. completely made. Both back braces in low, right hand hinged, and all looking good. And here I'm just making sure that it's absolutely bang into the corner of the bench. Look, just 100% touching square in the corner, top and all the way around, and then I know then that the gate's square there because the bench is square. And I've just popped my woolly hat on because I'm feeling a bit chilly. It's not that warm in this warehouse. And now we're going to put the feather edge boards on. I've got just a rule look, length of wood. Again, I've used this on my panels. It's just got a line at every 100mm along the length of wood, and then on the bottom of the bench there's lines again every 100mm. The feather edge boards are 5 inches wide, so if you have the mark at 100mm, it overlaps each board by 1 inch and keeps them perfectly vertical and in line. And here I'm having trouble with these nails. I put them in just before this video and the coil was a bit twisted or out of shape. And as you can see, it just keeps jamming or popping the side of the gun open. It's just because the coil was just not, it's been kinked or bent. There you go, look, it just won't work right. I'm trying my best to sort of bend the nails in line or just pull the coil, you know, in line, but it just won't work. So I'll end up changing the nails and just putting another coil in that's you know, it's in better shape. That's it, Fred, enough's enough. Just get a new coil of nails and just swap it over. So that coil, it was just out of shape. It's been crushed or squashed in the box maybe, and it's just totally bent sort of one way and out of line. The coil's, you know, it's not coiled up properly. So I'll put a new one in, a nice new even coil, and you'll see that it'll work straight away. And there we go, nail problem fixed. So I put these boards on, look, and I'll nail it. There's obviously 3 top, middle, bottom rails. So it's just 1 nail going across on each of those top, middle and bottom rails. And then I also put 1 nail diagonally across in the braces. And as you can see, look, just line the board up. There's a line on the top, line on the bottom. So just line the corner of the board up with each of those 2 lines, and it's dead vertical and 100mm apart. what we do is we reverse the last board, the end board. We do this on the panels and on the gates, so you reverse it and put it on the opposite way around. This is just so that the gate's even thicknesses at both ends, so you ain't got a thin, thin skinny end on this end. Makes it just an even gate or an even panel, same thickness at both. What I'm doing there is just popping an extra nail in each of the sides between the top, middle and bottom and middle rail, just to stop the feather edge from lifting when it dries out. And that's the gate cladded with the 9 vertical feather edge bows, look, evenly spaced. Now we just need to put a top cap on. And there we go, job done. So complete 900 wide, 6 foot high, feather edge gate, heavy duty, in under 30 minutes from start to finish, full build. I'm quite pleased with that, to be honest. And that is, look, quite a nice looking gate to match up with your vertical feather edge panels. So yep, there we go, under 30 minutes, really lovely gate. And there's the back. As you can see, it's very heavy duty, very strong, and should last quite some time. So thank you very much indeed for watching. As always, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you again in the next one.